What is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J. Lipsky, here to talk about all things dropshipping. On this channel, I talk a lot about dropshipping onto eBay, Facebook Marketplace, other marketplaces like that. So if that interests you, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out some of my videos. Then come to one of these live streams. I do them every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Let me jump right into the live chat and see what kind of questions people have, and I'll begin to answer them for you. While I do that, make sure to check out the description of this video. In there are a ton of free resources for you. I have links for a free PDF on how to get started with dropshipping, the best suppliers to use, and the best software as well. So definitely make sure you check those out. All right, let's now get to the questions. We got a good question here from Lego My Ego. Lego My Ego says, when sourcing from Amazon, I know you recommend items over $35, so then it's free shipping and you're not abusing Prime. Do you have techniques for listing Amazon items under $35 or all your, I don't know why I can't say this in this, or are all your items $35 and over? All right, good question. So let me break this down for people viewing at home who might not know what Lego My Ego is talking about. So a great supplier to use for dropshipping is Amazon. Dropship Amazon to eBay, Amazon to Facebook, some other places as well. And they're really great because they offer fast shipping. They have a large selection of items. They just have great customer service. The issue with them is that for items that are under $35, you don't get free shipping unless you use Prime. However, for drop shipping purposes, you don't want to be using Amazon Prime, because if you just use one Amazon Prime account to drop ship, then what happens is that Amazon sees you're shipping to all these different addresses and they'll actually shut down your Prime account. Now, they don't seem to care if you're using a non-Prime account. They do care if you're using a Prime account. So that's why my general recommendation is to only sell items that are over $35 so that you don't even have to worry about Prime and you can just buy the items with a regular Amazon account. But obviously that will not allow you to sell a bunch of items that are under $35. So the solution there is, if you want to sell items that are under $35, the best route to go about that is to use Autods. Autods is a software we use to help us automate our dropshipping stores. One of the features it has built in is order fulfillment. With order fulfillment enabled, you can actually have Autods order all the items for you from their Amazon accounts. And by using their Amazon accounts, they're going to use their Prime accounts. They have enough of them where they can spread out the orders and they don't get in trouble with Amazon. So in conclusion with that one, the best thing to do is to stick to items over $35 unless you're going to use order fulfillment from Autods, and then you can go ahead and use items under $35. Lego My Ego says, I feel like I have seen you find good selling items when you do your product research videos using Zeek. So wondering if that sauce is in your course. Yeah, absolutely. So inside my dropshipping course, I teach not only how I do product research, but how I do product research using Zeek, how I'm able to find items so quickly that are winning products. So yeah, definitely that's inside my dropshipping course. So cool Daintiest says, does the profit that is shown with Autods, is that generally accurate? And if is it possible to change the price that Autods has already set? All right, so when you are using the software Autods, which I was just talking about, the primary way that we use that is we will take an item we find. So let's say it's an Amazon item. We'll grab the URL for that item. We'll plug it into Autods. Now, once it's inside Autods will then send it to eBay, for instance. So now the item is listed in our eBay store. So when we go into Autods, we can now see under all of our items, all the items we've listed into eBay using Autods. We'll see them all listed there. one of the things it tells you is what your estimated profit is if you were to actually sell that item. However, it's not always accurate. And it's not always accurate for a few reasons. You have to go in there and make sure the settings are correct. You have to account for not only what the buy price is, but if you're paying sales tax, if you're paying shipping, all these things have to be accounted for. And all it really does is it tells you an estimate. So I don't even pay attention to that. I know based on my own eBay calculators that I use how much profit the item is, and I don't rely on what Autods tells me. All I care about is that when I sell it, I actually make a profit. So to account for that, inside the settings for Autods, you actually are going to set it up so that you cover all the different costs involved. So inside the settings, you'll put in, okay, I'm going to make sure I mark it up enough to cover the price of the item on the supplier's website, plus sales tax if I'm paying that, plus any fees like to eBay, for instance, plus more for profit. All of that is inside the settings for Autods. So when it marks it up, it's going to make sure it marks it up enough to cover all of that, and therefore you're going to be covered and you're going to be fine. However, once you actually list the item, again, the markup's going to be automatic, but you can always go in there and manually change it yourself. Yes, you can do that. Well, my Chrome extension is really designed, it will grab product information from like Amazon or Walmart and paste it into Facebook Marketplace. So it only creates listings on Facebook Marketplace, if that makes sense. Yo, dropship that like button. Appreciate you, Crypto Surfer. Thanks for the reminder. Everyone watching, if you're getting value out of this, if I've been able to answer your question or a question that you found helpful, then make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. It really helps out, so I'd appreciate it. Okay. Frankie D said, hey, Paul, just a tip that I noticed. When I add a Shopify store in Autods, it will track it just like Amazon and Walmart, etc. Yes, that's true. So Autods works with a lot of different suppliers. In other words, the stores you're going to be dropshipping from. So I mentioned dropshipping from Amazon to eBay, but you can also dropship Walmart to eBay, Wayfair, Costco, whereas Vidaxel, Target is one of them. Home Depot is another one, and Shopify. So really, if you find any Shopify store, you can you can plug that store into Autods, or an item from a Shopify store into Autods, and it will be able to track it. Meaning that, let's say you list an item that's available on a Shopify store onto your eBay account, into your eBay store. Well, if the price changes on Shopify, the price is going to change on your eBay store. If that item goes out of stock on Shopify, it will go out of stock on your eBay store as well. So yes, it does work that way. It's pretty cool. All right, really good question from AR Sports for Stars. Says, hi, Paul. If you use Temu as a supplier, what is your response to the customer when they ask about the price, the logo of Temu, which is on the packaging? What do you do about that? Really good question, man. So actually, the reason I'm smiling about this is because I literally just recorded a video all about how you can dropship using Temu. Now, last year, I made a video talking about why it's a bad idea to dropship from Temu, but I've discovered a way that actually does work. So that video should be dropping on Sunday, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have the bell notification turned on and you keep a lookout for that video, because I don't see anyone else talking about this method and it does work. So that video will be dropping on Sunday for you to check out. And it does cover this question of what to do with the packaging. One of the reasons last year why I said you shouldn't dropship from Temu is because the item comes in a bright orange package that says Temu on it. And more people are familiar with Temu. So there was a Super Bowl ad for them. They've kind of gone viral on TikTok. So people know the name. They're not going to see that and wonder what it is. A lot of people are going to know what it is. So I actually do address this in the video about how you can overcome this obstacle of the packaging. and just overall how you can get it to effectively work to dropship from Temu. So be on the lookout for that video. Frankie D says, do you use Autods templates for the product descriptions? Yes, I do. So the templates are ways to make your product descriptions look nice or uniform. I don't use the ones that Autods really advertises and push, which are like these really nice sort of templates that have like color bars at the top, sometimes pictures in them. I like just having plain text descriptions. I found that those ones work really well for my dropshipping stores, and that's what I've always recommended, just plain text descriptions. But you can set up a plain text template for your descriptions inside of Autods, and it will automatically populate them with the title and the description as well. So that's the template I use, is one I've set up. Can you tell me about some suppliers who can ship the order as a gift without invoice from us? Okay, so this kind of follows up on your other question that you had about Temu. So again, that's going to be answered on Sunday. But more generally speaking, the concern that you have here is that the customer is going to get a package, and inside of it is going to have a slip of paper that's going to show how much you paid for the item, which is going to be less than what the customer paid. This was a big concern of mine when I started. However, it's turned out really to be a non-issue. What I mean by that is that most suppliers actually don't include invoices in the packaging anymore. This is a change. They used to do this, I think, for efficiency purposes, maybe some cost savings. They don't include it inside the packaging. So when I order something from Amazon, I get it to my house, I open it up, there's no paper inside. Same thing with Walmart. If I order something from Home Depot, there is a piece of paper inside, but no price on it. So really, this is not an issue. I recently ordered something from Temu, in fact, and there wasn't any sort of invoice inside either. I'm just kind of like looking over here while I'm thinking about it. But yes, there was no sort of invoice inside of it that I remember. I'll double check that. I'll have to pull the package out of the trash, but I'm pretty sure there was no invoice in there either. So it's really not an issue. If you could not dropship on either eBay or Facebook, is there another platform that you could recommend? Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is a good question, Rob. I think it's a really important question because more and more, what I want to see all of you doing is really taking this dropshipping method and applying it to several different platforms: eBay, Facebook Marketplace, maybe even other places like Amazon or TikTok Shop, because the same method with slight alterations to it can be done on many different platforms. Now, you will have to learn those platforms specifically and how they work, but the general framework can be poured into any single one of them. So it's really, really powerful when you learn it. Now, if you're saying what's another one that I would recommend besides eBay or Facebook Marketplace, I think the obvious one at the moment is TikTok Shop. It's really taking off. It's really powerful. People are doing really well with it. And you better believe I'm going to be making some videos and telling you guys about it over the next couple of months at the very least. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe because I think that's a really hot and up and coming opportunity. Crew Vision has a question about account standards. Crew Vision is selling on eBay. They fell below standards. So what that means is that every account on eBay is analyzed. eBay wants to make sure that you're in good standing. You're doing what you're supposed to do to make customers happy, to get customers their orders, and to make eBay happy. And if you don't do that, you could fall below standard. This can happen when you, for instance, don't respond to return cases or don't respond to item not received cases. Your seller level can drop to below standard. So how do you get it back up? Well, one, you can appeal any of those defects. So let's say there was an item not received case, and you didn't respond to it, you could appeal to it. Say, hey, I actually did respond to it, and you said I didn't, for instance. That might not apply to you, but if that did happen, that would be a good reason to appeal it. So appeal the defects. Always try to appeal them, even if you think you were in the wrong, just to try to get them removed. Because even getting one defect removed can get you back up above standard in some situations. Now, if that doesn't work, then it's just a percentage game, because your order defect rate is a percentage of your total sales. So the more sales you get, the less your defects are going to matter. So what you want to do is get more sales. And the best way to do that is to lower your prices, do good product research and good optimization just to get that momentum going, get those sales coming in to overcome that what's it called? Obstacle that you now have because you're below standard. Just get the sales going, get more of them, and then you can get back up above standard, and then you'll be clear. So like says they tried dropshipping or they tried eBay, it failed because they couldn't get the item out to the customer. So I'm not following you there. I'm not sure why you were unable to get your items out to the customer. I'm not sure why that's happening, but whatever that issue is the one you have to figure out before you even get started, because getting customers their items it should not be that challenging. When you put items onto eBay and someone orders the item from you, all you have to do is turn around and buy that item from your supplier and enter in the buyer's shipping address. Then the supplier is going to ship it directly to the customer. So it's a pretty simple sort of step there. So I'm not sure why the customers or what's happening there for you. Maybe you can send some clarification in the chat. Frankie D says, I noticed there are some eBay sellers with half of the amount of products that I have, but significantly more feedback and more sales. Can you explain that dynamic to me with regard to consistent sales? Yes. So, Frankie, there's a few reasons that you're going to see some stores with relatively few products, but a lot of feedback. The main reason for that is because these sellers have really mastered the art of product research and title optimization. Doing those things, they are able to make more sales with less products. And that's really all it comes down to. So oftentimes people ask me, how many products do I have to have listed to make consistent sales or to make $100 a day or $200 a day? And I'm always like, I can't answer that question. I can't, because it really depends. I know there are some people who try dropshipping on their own. They don't know what they're doing. They list up hundreds of products and they're barely making any sales. And then I have other people, like I have a student in my course who his first day, he listed 5 products and he did over $200 in profit that first day. Why? Because he was doing product research and optimization the right way. Now, that's definitely not a typical result, but it's just a demonstration of the fact that it really depends on the products you're listing and the optimization and how well you're doing that. Are you seeing any profits from Facebook Marketplace? Yes. Click the like button. What's this question? Okay, so you sold some products, but you're only making 3 cents per sale. So yeah, that's in the settings. If you go into Autods settings, go to the supplier settings and increase the profit for that supplier. That's really all you have to do. What's a good price range for products to list on eBay? So generally speaking, for beginners and for most of these platforms increasingly, if you want a high volume of sales, you really want to be focusing on cheaper items. like sub $50 types of items. Those people are going to purchase more of them. They're more likely to impulse purchase them as well. So yeah, like sub $50 is what you're looking for. Is Facebook Marketplace available in the UK? Not really. It's really only available in the United States. I believe, there is a Facebook Marketplace in the UK, but the way you do it with dropshipping is you want to be able to ship items to the customers, and that's really only available in the US market. I actually don't know. Just to be totally honest, I don't know what you mean by this. I think what you're saying is, if you have an eBay store that's doing well, should you just grow that one store or should you create multiple stores? Generally speaking, you just want one store. There used to be benefits to having multiple stores. I don't really see that anymore. I've seen that if you focus on one store, that is what matters more. So that is where people have the most success, I would say, instead of spreading things around. So just have the one store. Yeah, unfortunately, without looking, so this person said they got banned on eBay. Without looking at your eBay account or knowing more about it, I don't know why you would have gotten banned. There are a few reasons it could have happened. Things like missed invoices, not uploading tracking numbers, even things like mismatched addresses could cause issues like that. So without looking at your account, I just can't say why. Hey, what's up, Noah? Good to see you. Noah has a YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure to definitely check out his channel. If you like my stuff, you'll absolutely love his stuff because he talks a lot about e-commerce as well. So definitely check out Noah's channel. Amazon to eBay, you're looking at 10% or even a little bit less than that. What is the best supplier to use for dropshipping on eBay? I tell beginners to always start with Walmart. They have a lot of great products, great customer service, and it's just a really good supplier to use. So my suggestion is usually start with Walmart, I should say. How will the customer find your product? Is it easy for them to find it? Yeah, so it's done mostly done organically. So again, the two most important things are product research and optimization. So this means finding products that people actually are searching for and want to buy using product research, and two, optimizing your listings in a way to increase the chances that they're actually found when people search for them. That's all organic. Now, there's another component to it that you can throw in. You can run like promoted listings. These can help boost your sales up, but really, that's not going to work unless you have the first thing in place, which is the organic. Yeah, so this is kind of like like Mike said, he sold products on eBay, but then eBay was holding on to the money, so he couldn't buy the item from his supplier. That's not the way dropshipping works, though, on these marketplaces. When you're selling on these marketplaces, they do hold your money. They're not going to release it to you right away. So when you get a sale on eBay, you want to use a credit card to actually buy the item from your supplier, who will then ship it directly to your customer. So what you ran into was that you weren't doing that. You were waiting for the money first, which is not going to happen, especially in the beginning. So you have to have a credit card to get started with doing this. Well, have you tried increasing your prices? Because at this point, you're making some sales, you're getting the momentum going. Have you tried increasing your prices? You're saying it will kill your sales, but if you haven't tried it, you don't really know. So that's what I would try to do. Do you have a course where I can drop shipping? Yeah, go to dropshippingtitans.com. I think it's also linked up in the description of this video. So check that out. That's my website where you can sign up for my dropshipping course. Oh no, it looks like we have some Frankie D convention in the house. All right. Does Autods automatically buy the product from the supplier, or do you have to do that yourself? That's up to you. You can set up Autods to actually automatically order the items for you from certain suppliers. So with that set up, it'll be done automatically. However, you can also do it manually yourself. So the choice is yours. Walmart to eBay, yeah, it's going to be about 10% for that. Oof. It's really dry here today. We literally yesterday here in Colorado, it was over 60 degrees yesterday. Today, I wake up and it's snowing. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is the wild weather we get in Colorado this time of the year, like 60 to snowing. And this wasn't the first time this happened. Like this past weekend, same thing. It was 60. The next day it was snowing. And then it went back up to 60. And now today it was snowing. So that always messes with my allergies. You know, I'm going from like hot and dry to like cool and wet, like overnight. It's like always messing me up. All right. So looks like I got through all the questions in the time, 30 minutes. So glad I was able to do that. If you guys got any value out of this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And again, subscribe to the channel because I got some great stuff coming really soon. Again, video on Sunday about how to drop ship from Temu using a pretty unique system. And then again, some really great stuff coming in the future. I should hopefully be talking about TikTok Shop, drop shipping, as well as some other stuff as well. So definitely subscribe to the channel. And I will see you during the next live Q&A. I do them every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Really rubbing it in. Thanks, Frankie. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye for now.